All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. Oh my God. Oh my God. Welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another live stream bringing you the latest in Chelsea news. Hope you all are doing well, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all are doing well wherever you are. Ladies and gentlemen, last night, UK, we saw a whole heap of rubbish quotes that was just circulating around left, right, and center. Quotes were coming from Mauricio Pochettino, and they were downright disgusting and disgraceful. But this is what we are right now. This is what we are. We are a very, very mediocre football club where there is mediocrity from top to bottom, from the owners all the way to the manager, players, and so on and so forth. We've got a manager that consistently keeps giving excuses after excuses and appreciating subpar performances. And I'm at a point now where I'm actually scared. You know how most of us are thinking, surely this manager won't last. This season, he'll be there. We're not going to sack him this season. It's quite evident. But next season, we definitely will be looking for a new manager and, we'll start again. But I'm actually now getting to a point where I'm thinking he may not be sacked at all. I think this guy is here for the long run, Our owners, especially Baghdad Iqbali, Clear Lake Capital, the guy who runs Clear Lake Capital, Baghdad Iqbali and Feliciano, I think these guys really like Pochettino, I really do think they like Pochettino. I think even the board, even both Winston Lee and Lawrence Stewart, I think they somewhat appreciate Pochettino. I just get this feeling. Pochettino, I mean, who is out there that is a better yes man than Pochettino? Pochettino says the right things. When it's in the press conference, he never puts the board members under the bus. He never puts the owners under the bus. He keeps reiterating, this is a new Chelsea. Forget about the old Chelsea. This is a new Chelsea. So I'm not quite certain whether this guy's going to go. He's the perfect role model. He's the perfect role model for these owners and for the two, sporting directors. Even a lot of the players have come out recently talking a lot of positive stuff about Pochettino. Malo Gusto has said a lot of positive stuff about Pochettino. Nicholas Jackson has said a lot of positive stuff. Obviously, Conor Gallagher will definitely say a lot of positive stuff. Ben Chilwell has said a lot of positive stuff. I'm not quite certain. I have this slight suspicion that Mauricio Pochettino is probably going to be the manager for next season as well. And all of these things about reviewing his position after this season, Pochettino talks about context. He really likes talking about context. And one of the things Pochettino is going to say that, the plethora of injuries, like we're the only club with injuries. We're the only club that has context. Like no other clubs in the Premier League are facing any level of adversity. I'm going to go through some of the quotes And I'm going to go through what David Ornstein said to further reiterate my suspicion around this particular conversation. But before I do that, obviously, big up to each and every one of you guys. We've got over 100 people live already. Smash the like button. Take the opportunity right now. Take the opportunity right now to smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Let's have a look at some of your comments before I go to the news. Enter Fernandez. Hi, Miz. I think sacking Poch and bringing someone like Zola on a temporary basis for the remaining 2 months will be great. Alexis Kafkas and Yunus talked about this and are spot on. Yeah, I saw that. I saw Yunus touch base on this in his recent video. I saw Alexis Kafkas say this on Twitter as well, or X. Now, X is what it's called now. But the bottom line is, I don't think it's going to happen because there's financial implications of sacking Mauricio Pochettino. You're going to incur a loss. You're going to have to pay out the remaining 1 year in his contract. And it's a loss that I don't think our board, our owners are willing to take in this financial period. Bringing in someone like Zola is also, you're gonna incur fees for bringing someone in new. So it's not gonna happen. It sounds great, of course, but it's not gonna happen. That's where we are right now. Hudge, they said the same under Potter, even on the day Potter was sacked. Lol, remember the briefs under Potter were 100 times more stronger and supportive. This club is just full of lies and waffle. That may be true. Yes, it potentially could be the fact that all of these briefs are coming out and they're just keeping the fans in a bit of a suspense. And who knows, out of nowhere, Poch might be sacked. The only way, I think the reason why Potter was really forced out of his position is mainly because the match-going fans started to make a lot of noise, and then the owners were forced to make a change. I know the match-going fans are starting to make a lot of noise now in regards to Mauricio Pochettino, but I just have a feeling that Baghdad Iqbali, I think he really appreciates Pochettino. Do you know what I mean? Like he don't care too much about whether he's a failure or not. He just likes his character, Pochettino's character, with his lemons and his barbecues. He likes his character. For him, the fact that this guy is not a serial winner, it's not a big issue for him. Trapattoni, Alex Goldberg also dropped some insights about Clear Lake, and he's had enough of Clear Lake and their project. He basically made a rant video on his channel, The Byline. Yeah, I need to check that out. But it is very unlike Alex to actually go against the football club. Not that long ago, Alex, obviously had a lot of people internally, a lot of players that he had connections with. He wasn't always able to just come out and say all of these negative stuff about the club. Now it's interesting. A lot of his players that he was close to are not obviously not part of Chelsea Football Club, and now he's finding a lot more freedom to talk about Chelsea in the way that he is. Some may look at it as negative, but I think he's now definitely being as real as possible. Shervin, big up to you, my man. I agree with you, Miz. I've honestly had enough. I'm going to take a break from watching Chelsea for a while. Hey, man, I don't blame you one bit. It was good to be away from Chelsea over the weekend. Because, yeah, they just have a tendency of ruining people's weekends. Zach, a big up to you. Unless we sack the sporting directors and we scrap the under-25 policy, it's useless sacking Poch, in my opinion. Hey, you know what? This is what I'm thinking. They're not going to sack the two sporting directors. In fact, they're adding more people under them. They're not going to deviate away from their under-25 policy. So, as you said, Zach, for them, it doesn't make sense to get rid of Pochettino. I think they're going to keep him, I really do think they're going to keep him for the long run. They're going to keep it. Well, at least they're probably going to keep him for next season. Sam Miz, even if Poch goes out next season, do you think Amorim is that kind of a yes man? I don't think so. After a couple of round of interview, the board will hire company instead. Wait and watch. You know what? You might be onto something. You might be onto something. And this is why I'm saying that I don't think Pochettino is going to get sacked, because you're not going to get a better yes man out there than Pochettino. Pochettino is the best yes man out there right now. He literally will not create any fuss with the owners. Pochettino will not create a single fuss with the owners. He'll carry on, keep getting paid, and he'll follow instructions. He'll collaborate. He will collaborate. Haj Miz, I'm sorry if this is negative, but I won't be happy with just Poch going. I was the same with Potter. I've kept the same energy since March 2020. The ownership and the directors are the worst of the worst. I agree. Faisal, big up to you. I don't think finances will stop Poch getting sacked. If that's true, it means he will have to be sacked after 30th of June. Preseason is start of July. New manager will be needed before then. Do you know what? Look, I'm not certain if a new manager is going to come through, you know. I'm really not certain anymore. I thought I was, but I don't think these owners are actually going to do anything. I think they're quite happy, or they're quite okay with Pochettino. The fact that the owners consistently keep reminding the fans that we should be 5th or 6th based on data, and it's because of extreme situations that we are 11th. I think they're just justifying the position of Pochettino not being sacked. I think they're trying to justify that they don't want to sack him. Duke, Miz, they are saying our directors are now settled than what's happening at Liverpool and Man United, and they don't want to go back. It's mad. So, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. Check this out. Coming from David Ornstein, I'm not aware of any moves to sack Mauricio Pochettino. Chelsea, to the contrary, would prefer to move forward with him and for him to be a success. So that's one part of the news. Check this one out. Mauricio Pochettino has the opportunity to make sure the job is his for the long term. So these two pieces of comments from David Ornstein, I'm starting to think that there might be some legs to it. I really am starting to think there might be some legs to it. I don't think he's going to get the sack, If they were disgruntled with him, then they should have pulled the plug on Mauricio Pochettino 2-3 months ago. And I'm pretty sure, they'll listen to Mauricio Pochettino's excuses. All the excuses that Pochettino keeps saying, understand the context and this, that, the other. Pochettino, if they fans want to listen, perfect. If not, they'll keep booing. What can I do? I'm giving my best to this team. I prefer to boo. I prefer to boo me than the team. Check some of these other comments out. Let me see if Chelsea Dodgers has anything latest. Some information in regards to Mark Cucurella, which we'll touch base later tonight. So check this out. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Mauricio Pochettino. I think we need to put it in context. Even if sometimes people do not listen, it is our third game in 6 days. With Leeds and Brentford are always having the advantage of a few days more to prepare for the game against us. I mean, this guy, I don't know what to say anymore, man. What was the excuse when we played against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final, where we had more than a week to prepare and Liverpool literally had few days? Now he's saying, oh, we need to put it into context. This is why I'm very worried, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I'm very worried if this guy is going to be a long-term manager, because he's got no backbone. Mauricio Pochettino, I'm not even sure whether he can compete against some of these other managers in the Premier League in the long run. I know Jurgen Klopp's leaving, but Pep's still going to be around. I don't think he can compete against Arteta. I don't think he can compete against Unai Emery. I know we've beaten them, but what I'm saying is in the long run. In the long run, I'm not really sure whether Pochettino's a top manager to get us back into the Champions League positions. And the way he's talking, I mean, I hate having this type of a manager who talks like this. Absolutely disgusting. Constantine, Poch is such a fraud using these excuses again. Why did we lose the final as Liverpool played midweek and we had more time to prepare versus Liverpool's C team at that time? Exactly. Exactly. This is what Chelsea Dodgers was saying. What's the excuse for Wembley, Poch? We had a whole week off before, but Liverpool played Wednesday against Luton, a game they had to fight back in. Yet, with extra time, we were on our feet, on the ropes, knackered. Exactly. I don't like having a manager that is consistently just talking about excuses and this whole thing about context. I hate it. I hate that word context. Absolutely hate it when managers start talking like that. But this is why I think the board and the owners are going to keep him for the long run, because he literally doesn't say anything negative about the football club. He's always protecting the club, and he's always protecting the image of the board and the owners. This is why he's not going to go anywhere. Check this out. Mauricio Pochettino, I think the performances have been very good. I'm so happy with the performances. Which performance is he talking about? The only performance that I can think of in recent times is the Aston Villa win, the Aston Villa victory in the FA Cup, Man City, obviously, the 1-1 draw, Middlesbrough, if we want to go back a little bit further, the 6-1, I believe. Which other performances have been great? Are we missing something? Which other performances have been great? But that's another example of why I think he's going to stay long term. Because he's literally not saying anything negative about the football club. Everything is, we're going the right way. Everything is fine. The owners are doing the right thing. The board's doing the right thing. Why will they sack him? Why will they sack him? Damon, thank you so much for the super chat. Poch was bragging how fit his team are and that his training sessions are so intense. Now fitness is an excuse. Elite managers don't make excuses. Yeah. And he finds wherever the excuse fits, he always puts that down. When we have enough time to prepare and still lose, he's got some other excuses ready. When we have few games in a row in close proximity that we are playing, he's got an excuse ready. When we lose, he's got an excuse ready. He seems to have an excuse ready for everything. He's literally making a mockery out of the fan base. He's literally making a mockery out of the fan base. He's treating all of us like stupid idiots. The Super Monty, Miz, he can't stay. There will be riots at the bridge. It's already boiling over and becoming very toxic. This is the only way. Fans are the only way that can change this situation. Nothing else can change it. Mauricio Pochettino insists he would rather Chelsea fans direct boos at him than at his players, who he says deserves only credit and support. Look how nicely he talks. Look at him. Look how much he's protecting everyone. He protects the players. He protects the board. He protects the owners. This guy, no wonder the players like him. No wonder the players like him. They don't feel one bit pressured. They feel very, very comfortable under Pochettino. Mauricio Pochettino, I don't want the fans trying to blame the players. Players need to feel backed by the fans. And to be honest, I prefer that I get blame and let the players be free on the pitch. I don't care. I'm strong. I am 52 now. The players deserve credit and support from our fans. If someone needs to get the blame, that is no problem. This is why I am the coach. We're in an era at the moment where you can't say anything about anyone anymore. Can't say anything about the owners. You can't say anything about the board. You can't say anything about the players. You know, you might hurt their feelings. You're going to hurt their feelings. Back everyone. Back the nonsense project. Back all of these data analysis. Back the AI scouting. Back all of these mediocre performances. Back it. Just close your eyes and back it. And do you know what? We have, as a fan base, have closed our eyes and backed it for nearly 2 years. And it's achieved nothing but mid-table finishes. We finished 12th last season. We're probably going to finish 11th or 10th or whatever. It's not going to be pretty once again this season. And these guys, they actually think, you know, sooner or later we're gonna be competing in the highest level. Once Pep Guardiola and Klopp goes, well, Klopp's leaving. We just have to wait for Pep Guardiola now, and then we really can start, competing. They think once they're gone, and we will have a team ready. Sure. Like all of these players are just going to sit around and just keep accepting mediocrity. And don't forget, I'm pretty certain we're going to get some level of points deduction next season due to financial fair play. Or maybe even a transfer ban. Jack is saying, Miz, thoughts on Gallagher coming out and saying Enzo is slowest player in the squad? Why keep Poch with the slow technical players who can't play his power and pace system? Why keep Poch? Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, Enzo Fernandez costs a lot of money. And Poch is a particular manager that is willing to collaborate with the board, with the owners. So everyone's going to stay. No one's going nowhere. T1, big up to you, my man. It's first season with an extremely experienced young squad. If we live it to fans, Klopp would have been fired before winning anything. The board have a plan. Stick it through. It sucks, but persevere. Okay. See, I keep seeing this comparison with Liverpool and Klopp. Liverpool and Klopp. Just remind me, ladies and gentlemen, in the live chat, did Klopp finish 12th, 11th? Was the football very, very lackluster under him? Like, what was the lowest? What was Jurgen? What did Jurgen Klopp finish in his first season? 8th. What did he finish in his second season? Can someone actually in the live chat, can someone actually name, can someone for once and for all just burn this comparison between what Chelsea's doing and what Klopp did? Can someone tell me, since Klopp started, what did he finish? What was the table rankings since Klopp started? Can someone please show me in the live chat? Every single season, what did they finish? Because I'm pretty sure it was the first season where he did poorly, and then after that, I think it was incremental improvements every single season. And the policy with Liverpool, was it ever a youth policy? Did Liverpool ever have this under 25 policy? Can someone please show me that? Klopp never finished 12th, and we could clearly see improvements even when they were conceding lots of goals. Then they got Alisson and Van Dijk, yeah. And I still remember under Klopp, you could see a style. You could see a style of football. Because that's because he had experienced team. Give this team time, man. It will come good. No manager will do better with this squad. Quella, you're talking as if this team, give it time, like as if some of these players will stick around as well. What makes you think, Quella, these players will just continue accepting finishing 10th and 11th and 12th? What makes you think that they're not gonna finish poorly next season as well? You think the rest of the Premier League are just gonna stand still? And what makes you think that next season we're going to get experience? What if we keep getting more inexperienced players, which is what we are linked with? What makes you so confident to say that, no, it's going to turn around? And don't tell me that, no, it's just hope. I'm hoping because I'm a follower. I love the football club. I have to hope. Don't give me that nonsense, airy-fairy stuff either. Tell me legitimate information as to why you think that way. Kevin K, this data hypotheticals is such BS. Firstly, fifth or sixth isn't good enough anyway. Secondly, I'm sure all the clubs in the league can skew data in their favor to say they should be higher, not just us. Yeah, of course. Klopp finished fourth in his first full season at Liverpool and got to the Champions League final the next season after that. There you go. There you go. There you go. So he must have came in midway through when he first took over. And then I think Liverpool finished, I think, eighth. I remember Liverpool finishing eighth. So the first full season, he finished fourth, Champions League, and then Champions League final the next season. I mean, I don't understand how people find the audacity to compare our situation to what Liverpool went through when Klopp first came in. I don't understand it. How they're making this comparison. I'll tell you right now, there are a handful of players that I back, and I can count them on one hand, and I will not back these players, unproven, overrated players. So no, Poch, I won't back them, mate. Zach, Klopp had a terrible squad also. Poch has a decent squad. Yeah, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk. Yeah, they just want to willy-nilly just put out all of this sad information. Liverpool under Klopp, 6th, 8th. Was it 6th and then 8th? I thought it started off with 8th. Can someone confirm? Was it 6th and 8th? I'm pretty sure the sixth was not there, and eighth, I think he came through midway through. I could be wrong, but yeah, look at that. Fourth, second, first, third, second, fifth, currently first. I think this is the right one. First season, 2015 2016, eighth place. Second season, 2016 2017, fourth place. I mean, you can already see the improvement, eighth to fourth. 2017 2018, fourth place, basically just maintaining it. Fourth season, 2018 2019, second place, improvement. Fifth season, 2019 2020, first place, champions, and so on and so forth. Are we just basically looking at it that, oh, it took him 5 seasons to be champions in the Premier League? Is that how we're looking at it? Are we just going to ignore the fact that Klopp's been improving every single season? This is what we are saying. Are we improving every single season? We're not. The squad has no Prem experience compared to Klopp. Come on, guys. Well, T1, you're the one who compared, though. I love how T1 is the one who compared it to Klopp, and now he's saying, but they had experience compared to Klopp. Come on, guys. But brother, we are not the ones that brought up the Klopp talk. You brought up Klopp, and now you're telling us, come on, guys. So this is the thing. We as a fan base, we honestly have become stupid. We've become stupid. All of these briefs that come out, all of these things that people say online, and all of these journalists that try and, deviate away from the real issues, it's all there to just manipulate our headspace. As I said recently, we are getting programmed to accept mediocrity. T1 initially talks about Klopp and Liverpool, but when the arguments are against T1, and this is not just having a go at T1. This is, there are plenty of T1s out there. There are plenty of T1s with same commentary. They start initially with comparing with Klopp. When the arguments are against their comment, then they say, come on, they had an experienced team. So then why compare? Why compare? This is why we are screwed. We are screwed because a lot of us have become confused. A lot of us have become confused. And we have accepted the mediocrity. We have been programmed to accept all of these nonsense. We have been programmed to accept all of these ridiculous comments in the press conference by Pochettino. We've been programmed to accept all sorts of excuses. Kevin K, this data hypothetical is such BS. Firstly, fifth or sixth isn't good enough anyway. Exactly. Secondly, I'm sure the clubs in the league can ski. Yep. We've gone through that. Haji is saying, I hope new gaffer gets to make squad changes. That Goldberg report said Chelsea staff who have been at the club for ages said it's the worst group of players ever. 1 billion spent for this disgusting mess. Yeah. Faisal, I was original T1 before T1, but I woke up to the truth. Thank you. Faisal's with us now. He's rolling with us. Don't worry, T1 will soon understand. I remember going back and forth with Faisal. Faisal will do my head in. But now Faisal sees. Just like one day T1 will as well. And all the T1s out there, big up to you guys. Valan, someone needs to eat a permanent ban and go to the touchline to tell the owners his. Yep. Ibrahim, 4 more good players needed to be added into the squad to even dream of top 4. Look, 4 more players. I don't trust these 2 sporting directors that we have. The 2 sporting directors. I don't trust them to bring in the 4 new players. They're just going to bring in more 16-year-olds. Do you know what I mean? The mentality, some of own a fan, a team, how can you create mentality to winning to guys like T1? Don't be dramatic. To build a new team takes time. Look, see, I need to really talk about this, right? There are certain fans out there that keep saying, don't be dramatic. It takes time. You're overreacting. You guys are not being patient. You're not being humble. You're not being truthful. No one's ever said to win the Premier League. This is what I need people like Player Diano 79. You know, I need people like this brother right here to understand. No one's ever asked for Chelsea Football Club to win the Premier League. I myself said, if you can come 6th this season, I think that's a progress. I think that's progress. I'll take that. We finished 12th. If we can come 6th, we can slowly build on that. Do you think 6th is the standard for Chelsea, though? 6th is not the standard. But I understand the situation. I understand the club was in a mad mess. And in order to rectify that, it's going to take a bit of time. 6th. Player Diano, what you need to understand is 11th and 12th. This is not acceptable, even in a project. This is what most of us are saying. 12th, 11th, these are not acceptable. Do you understand? If Pochettino today was 6th, for argument's sake, if Pochettino was 6th right now, I don't think too many would complain, you know. I think a lot would probably think, sure, no problems. Let's see what he can do next season. Do you see what I'm saying? People like T1, people like Player Diano, people like Quella. I can see you guys in the live chat. You're the other extreme where close your eyes and just back the football club, back everything. But what you're failing to understand is that we're not even asking for too much. Majority, we got nearly 300 people live right now. Majority of us are not even asking for too much. Majority of us are not even asking for a Premier League title, you know, Premier League win. A lot of us are not even asking for Champions League finish. All we are asking for is probably a 6th finish. And even 6th is not good enough. But we will settle for 6th. Is that too much? Is that too much? Shouldn't there be some level of accountability? Every one of us in our professional life or whatever we're doing, whether we're studying, whether we're working, we're accountable. We're accountable for our performances. So what happened to Chelsea being accountable? Making sure people are accountable. If you do poorly, then there needs to be consequences. You can't just let it roll like that. Regardless of project or not, finishing 11th, right now 11th, March We're in March 2024 and we are 11th. Don't tell me that this is good. Valan, thank you so much for the super chat. Not going to lie, why is it always the English screwing up? Most of the English-speaking directors are, yep, and yes, man, even Barada is Spanish, so Jim had brains. Yeah. Very good question. Very good, very good question from Quella. Means if Poch finishes sixth, would you keep him for next season? Miz, if Poch finishes sixth, would you keep him on for next season? Very good question, Quella. For the first time, you've actually asked something interesting for a discussion. Do you know what? I've never liked Pochettino. I've never liked him. I never wanted him. But if he can manage to finish sixth, even though probably a couple of weeks ago I said, at least get a silverware. At least get a silverware and finish top six, then you can get one more season. But I'm willing to lower my standard because that's what we do, right? Chelsea Football Club is all about lowering standards now. So I'm willing to lower my standard as well because that's where we are now. I'll tell you right now, if Poch is able to finish sixth this season, I'm willing to give him another season. Yes, I am. I'm willing to give him another season. But Quella, here's a question for you. If Klopp doesn't finish in the top six, will you be upset with the rest of the fan base for why they are being annoyed about the current situation? Would you understand? Would you understand why people are getting upset? That's a question for you, Quella. I've just answered your question. I would keep him. Because we finished 12th. If he's able to get us to 6th, which would mean we'd have to win a lot of games. Finishing 6th from where we are right now is not going to be an easy task. So if he's able to do that, that would mean we are going to get on a bit of a run. And I'm happy to see. How he will do next season, if that's the case. But I'm pretty confident he ain't going to be able to do that. So the question to you, Quella, and to all the people that think like Quella, if Poch doesn't finish in top six, will you understand why people are getting upset? Will you understand? Let me know, Quella. I'm waiting for you. Royston Miz, some fans don't want us to sack 5 managers in 2 years because they think it's embarrassing, but finishing 12th or 11th is more embarrassing. I don't care how many managers we sack, get the right one. It's another very important conversation right here. I've seen a lot of fans who are worried about the number of managers we hire. They're worried about how it's a revolving door at Chelsea Football Club. Let me tell you something. No fans want a manager to be sacked willy-nilly. That's not how the fan base operates. Generally, the more clued on, the more level-headed fans. Level-headed fans want a particular manager that is able to manage long-term. However, the only way you're able to manage long-term is you've got to be successful. No one is given free time. You cannot just be finishing 11th, 10th, 8th and just expect to just continue on. You can keep being the manager of a football club as long as there is some level of respectability every single season. You don't necessarily need to win silverware every single season, but the bare minimum. If Chelsea under Pochettino keep making into Champions League positions and the odd silverware here and there, Pochettino's not going to get the sack. He won't. He will stay long run. Bottom line is, managers are getting sacked at Chelsea Football Club because they are downright crap. They're pathetic. They're not even delivering the bare minimum. You need to be able to hit the bare minimum targets. As I said, Poch, look, I don't think Poch is going to get the sack anyway. I'm starting to feel very strongly that regardless of where we finish this season, I don't think Poch is going to get the sack. I think Poch will definitely get next season because he's a top yes man. He's a top class yes man. But I could have backed this notion if Poch finished at least sixth. If Poch finished at least sixth, most of the fan base would be like, you know what, let's give him one more season. Let's see what he does. Because we've lowered our standards, so no problems. But the 5 managers in the last 2 years is a lot to do with managers doing poorly. Under this new ownership, Thomas Tuchel didn't deserve to be sacked so prematurely. If the results continued, I think he would have got sacked anyway. But I think he got sacked prematurely, but also at the same time, he got sacked not for footballing reasons. He got sacked because of outside of football reasons. So that's number one. Number two, Potter. He got sacked because he was downright rubbish. He couldn't achieve stuff with Chelsea Football Club. It was too much. Then it was Bruno Saltor, who's just there for a game. That should not really count. Then came Frank Lampard interim, was the worst decision. I still remember when that decision happened. I said it from the get-go. This is the dumbest decision ever. And it's going to be so poor for Chelsea Football Club. And it ended up being extremely poor. And now we're in Pochettino. So tell me, out of these 4, who deserved to stay? Potter? Thomas Tuchel? Thomas Tuchel, in my opinion, probably did, but he fell out with the owners. Potter? Did Potter deserve to stay? No. So people need to understand. These managers, they needed to go. They needed to go. Just like how Pochettino probably needs to go now, but it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. All right, let's take some more final comments before we wrap things up. Ladies and gentlemen, nearly 300 of you guys are live right now. Smash the like button right now. Take the moment right now to smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Quella is back, Miz. I would honestly keep him. The team has shown plenty times this season that they are behind him. Get him a proper 9 and a fully fit squad, and you'll see how this team will perform, bro. Here's the thing, Quella. I agree with you. The team has shown that they do want to fight for him. I agree with you with that. I really do. Get him a proper 9. See, this is why I need you to understand. This thing about getting him a proper 9. Do you understand who are the directors? Do you understand who the directors are, right? Do you understand the fan base are not happy with the sporting directors? This whole theory of getting a proper 9, they're probably going to end up getting him another kid. They're not going to get the proper 9 that you think we should get. They're going to get someone who's inexperienced. And the second part, and a fully fit squad. Tell me which team in the Premier League has a fully fit squad right now. Tell me which team in the Premier League in the last 5-6 seasons has had a fully fit squad from start to end? Who? You have to still pull out wins, my man. You still need to pull out victories. You still need to persevere during adversity. You're talking about a situation that is a euphoric situation that does not exist. You're talking about a situation where the entire Chelsea squad being fit. Has that even ever happened? Has that actually ever happened in the last 5, 6, 7 seasons? I don't think so. It will never happen. Injuries will happen all the time. Injuries will happen all the time. You will have to find a way. So, Quella, this is why I disagree with you so much, and this is why you don't understand where I'm coming from and where a lot of the people are coming from. Because you are living in a fairy tale environment. You're living in a, I'm sorry to say, you're living in a delusionary concept that does not exist. What you're failing to understand is a team, a manager needs to find ways to get results even when things are not working out for them. Mahan, thank you so much for the super chat. We should have kept a core of players that won UCL. Yeah, there's some players I probably would have kept, some that wanted to leave anyway, regardless of what we wanted to do. Chelsea have identified Brentford guru Bernardo Cueva as one of their targets to work in the club's new set piece department. Guru from Brentford. Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not, huh? Why not? See, I talked about this yesterday. I said that Yunus touched based on that, and he got a lot of heat. The reason why I agree with Yunus is because I can't trust anything that these owners and the board are doing right now. Until and unless the model changes, I can't trust anything they're doing right now. I don't trust the sporting directors, and I don't trust the owner's vision. So how can I then appreciate anything that they decide from there on in? Bringing in a loans manager, bringing in a set piece manager. I can't. Until you fix yourselves up, I cannot appreciate anything you do. Because for me, it don't make sense. It don't make sense. How can I trust your decision-making capacity? How can I trust that? I cannot. I must question every single thing that they're doing because so far they've got it wrong drastically. Constantine, the sport is always trying to cheat and find shortcuts. Hire a new mentality coach, hire a set piece coach. It's all BS. Hire an actual elite manager and sign experienced players. Then we will improve. So well said. Round of applause for Constantine. True fan that actually understands. Round of applause. All right. We're going to wrap things up. Final comment. Brother Mees, I think Poch should be given this season because he's the only person in this club who has been at top level and can show these kids. I want stability at this club. That is my main priority. Cool. No problems. Last but not least, the club never getting rid of Mudryk, sadly. So this is what Chelsea has to stick with. And final comment. Miss, people don't think the whole squad won't be injured. The issue is we keep buying injury-prone players like Fofana and Kunku Lavi on top of players we already have like Reece, Ben, and that's on the owners. Yeah, absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, smash the like button If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, everyone, take care. See ya.